Hello and welcome to Follow the Money. I'm Raine Musñgi. Join us as we explore the tools and insights you need to jumpstart your financial journey. Today on Follow the Money, we dive into a critical topic, the Bureau of Internal Revenue's pivotal role in achieving fiscal targets, cracking down on illicit trade, and ensuring the transparency in tax compliance. Now, as the agency implements its ambitious digitalization roadmap, it faces a growing list of challenges, including legal battles and public scrutiny. Joining us to shed light on these issues is BIR Commissioner Romeo Lumagui, who has been at the forefront of tax reforms and enforcement in the Philippines. Commissioner June, welcome to Follow the Money, and thanks for making time for us.
Thank you also for having me here and for being able to further explain and expound on what BIR is doing.
Grateful to have you back. It's just been 3 months after our last chat. Your agency has already surpassed its collection target for 2024. What specific strategies led to this milestone, and do you think this level of performance is sustainable in 2025?
Well, first, for BIR's achievement of the collection target set by DBCC, again, this is the first time in 20 years that we're able to do that. And I attribute that to the implementation of essentially the 4 pillars of good governance. And these pillars include fearless and aggressive enforcement activities, excellent taxpayer service, integrity and professionalism of the institution and the employees, and of course, our digital transformation program. All these programs, you can see, involve institutional changes, and we're really aiming to have that all the reforms as institutional reforms, because again, these will not be sustainable if in the future, if all these improvements or all the reforms are merely temporary, or it depends on who the commissioner is. That's why we're focused on all these improvements that are long-lasting. And these a huge part, or a very important or critical area of improvement, is again the digital transformation, because this is the backbone of the system, or the core systems that would help us improve further our taxpayer service, and also the integrity and professionalism and transparency of the institution.
Commissioner June, is it correct your collection target for 2025 is 3.23 trillion pesos? That's higher by 13% from last year. Is that correct? And how do you feel the digitalization efforts will contribute to this target?
Yes, that's correct. That's a tentative figure that we have right now. It's 3.23 trillion. And for the digital transformation, it will help a lot in attaining, for us to be able to attain this collection target, because well, we have a lot of, well, we have this new law that VAT on DSP, or the digital service providers. It will add revenues, because previously we do not collect any taxes from these digital service providers. So now it will be implemented this year. So we will be able to have additional collections from that. So, and also for digital transformation, we are doing a lot of improvements in our systems that would also make it very easy for the taxpayers to comply with their tax obligations, and that would increase the voluntary compliance. That's what we really believe in. That's why we always strive to improve our services.
Very, very briefly, how does it make it easier for taxpayers to comply? And how does it make it easier, that digital framework that you have, how is it easier for all the taxpayers?
Well, first, you can see a lot of people now availing our e-services, like the e-filing and e-payment. So before, you have to go to our office, especially during the tax season this coming April. Normally, or before all these digital transformation era, people go and line up. So you see a lot of people go to our offices and really have a hard time in paying manually and filing their papers manually. So now they can just do it online and then pay online as well. And they can also, like for this year or last year, the online registration and update system, or the system is not still perfect. We have systems glitches, but that's just birth pains, and that's why we also want to ask the taxpayers to bear with us, because along the way there will be really glitches and problems. But definitely we are trying to improve all these systems. The online registration and update system is where the taxpayers can register as well their businesses or their TIN online and get digital TIN IDs. So they also don't have to go to our office just to get these simple transactions. They can register and update online.
Understood. Is compliance then nearing 100%?
Yes, well, a lot of people, like more than 90%, use online service, our e-services. So for e-filing, filing their returns and payment, more than 90% do it online.
Commissioner Jun, moving on, are there policies or new pieces of legislation or national or international events that you expect might further boost revenues? We know about the proposed tax reforms, including VAT on digital services, excise tax exemptions for electric vehicles. How do these measures impact taxpayers and the overall revenue collection for this year?
Right now, again, the VAT on digital services, it was enacted into law last year, but it will be effective this year. So it will help us because it will generate additional revenues for us. But for example, that excise tax on electric vehicles, that would be a revenue erosion. But that will be a big help for our environment, and it will be very helpful for us as a country. But also, we have pending legislation on single-use plastic that will generate additional revenues for us as well. And I think a few more tax measures like the mining, and then so hopefully when all these laws are passed, then these will help us generate more revenues.
On the global minimum tax adoption, the Philippines is preparing to adopt the global minimum tax to prevent profit shifting and tax-based erosion. Do you foresee this impacting the country's competitiveness in attracting foreign investments?
Well, it will have an impact because, again, we are somehow restricted in giving out incentives because of this global minimum tax. And as of now, we have been giving out the incentives, or the government is giving out incentives to attract foreign investments. Especially, we have a lot of, like, for the export-oriented, we give out VAT incentives, VAT exemptions. And the aim is to attract foreign investors to the Philippines. But with the global minimum tax, then somehow we have to, if that is implemented, we have to impose these minimum tax in order for us to be able to get these revenues instead of other countries getting them. So that will also have or play an effect in attracting investors. But we have to do or attract investors in some other way. And I think we have to provide more services or improve our services so that it will be easier for foreign investors to transact business in the Philippines.
Right. Talk about expanding services. The Department of Finance has partnered with the U.S. Treasury to strengthen the Philippines' tax and customs administration systems. What specific reforms are we likely to see, and how critical are these in meeting the government's revenue targets, sir?
For the systems, now we are improving, or we are in the process of procuring the systems for the backbone of our core system, and we will also have system for the digital track and trace solution for the tobacco industry, or not just tobacco, actually, for vape, for all these excisable articles, including sugar sweetened beverage. So that would enable us to really monitor the industry some more, and make sure that we're able to catch these tax evaders who are not paying the correct excise tax. So a lot of these systems improvement would promote transparency, and would also promote fairness in the system. So it will again it's a big help for us, but the process is very tedious. It's going to be a long process because it's a procurement process. So hopefully we'll be able to do it the soonest possible time.
All right, quickly before the break, Commissioner June, do you agree that there should be a moratorium on the hiking of sin taxes?
Well, as to moratorium, I'm not sure if there should be a moratorium, because I think a further study or further verification would have to be done in order to give out, because a moratorium would be helpful if you can see the effect is really the price increase. But as we can see now, what we are sure of is that there's a shift from cigarette users to tobacco, meaning tobacco user, to vape products. So that's what we're seeing. We're not seeing, I'm not sure if the lower excise tax collection from tobacco is a result of the high tax rate. So as we can see, it's really the shift to majority of the factor from the lower increase or the lower collection from tobacco excise tax is really because of the shift to vape products. And
so if it were up to you, you'd rather not have any delay in the hiking the tax on sin products?
Yes, but what we have to pass immediately is the equalization of the tax rates of tobacco and the vape products. And because that there's a high disparity between them. It's not 1:1. So if you shift from if you're a tobacco user and then you shift to vape product, your excise tax payment is not at par with each other. The tax rates for vape product is way much lower. So if you equalize that, if you shift from tobacco to vape, then you'd more or less collect the same amount of tax. So even if there's a shift, then there will be no effect in the excise tax collection, because again the rate is more or less the same.
All
and
right.
I think Congress is about to pass that law soon.
Yeah, a challenge to the lawmakers to get that done ASAP. We have 3 more critical questions, but we have to pause for a very quick reminder. Coming up next, what will the BIR do next to address the lingering challenges of tax evasion and revenue leaks? Stay on BNC and follow the money. Welcome back to Follow the Money. We're still with BIR Commissioner June Lumagui. Sir, on the enforcement of illicit trade, reports indicate that the BIR lost 40 billion pesos in excise taxes due to the illicit trade of cigarettes and vapes. Is that true? And the agency announced its crackdown on illicit vape traders, and we can see some photos of you doing those raids. The charge is expected this quarter. How significant is this issue in terms of revenue leakage? And how will the BIR ensure that enforcement actions are comprehensive and fair?
Well, again, there's a lot of revenue loss from illicit trades. That's why we're concentrated in running after these illicit traders. We have raided a lot of warehouse factories and including retailers already, so that they know that we are doing a comprehensive approach, that we will not let anyone pass. So we're also proactively engaging with vape retailers to identify their sources, and also through online, we're monitoring the sale of these products online. And we are going after against them by also coordinating with the other law enforcement agencies to make sure that whoever is involved will really get punished, and we will confiscate all the machines, the products that they're manufacturing, and of course preparing the filing of criminal cases. And we've filed a lot of criminal cases against these traders, and also we will file more cases against them.
Commissioner June, considering this kind of aggressive moves by the BIR, plus we have recent news highlighting ongoing legal battles, such as the case involving Alice Guo, how is the BIR working to ensure that your personnel, you're all protected in all these high-profile cases while maintaining public trust?
Well, that's part of the job. We know that part of the risk we have to face, but I think that as long as we really go after the tax evaders correctly and in accordance with law, then we have nothing to fear, because we're just doing the right thing. We're doing our job. So we just follow the law. We just follow everything in accordance with what is right. And so if you're not doing anything wrong, then you have nothing to fear with BIR. You can cooperate with us, and we will help you comply. But again, if you are a tax evader and clear tax evader with really intent not to pay correct taxes, then we will definitely go hard on these taxpayers.
Commissioner June, I have one last question for you. It's a special segment, and we would like to ask our guest a personal, off-the-cuff, and real-life follow-the-money question. All right, for this segment, we go beyond the paycheck. Commissioner June, you've followed the money in taxation, but let's get real. What's one thing in your life right now that money cannot buy? How does it keep you grounded when life gets overwhelming?
Well, one thing that for me money can't buy is my precious time with my family, especially with my kids. It's really a simple thing in life that really makes you very, very happy. Like I remember one time, first time that my twins rode the bike along the streets. So after that, when we returned home, they said that it's the best time ever, or best day ever, and they kept repeating that. And you know, the happiness that is given to you by that, it's really priceless. And it's moments like those that you realize that it's a simple things in life are really what are important, and that really makes you happy.
It's the simple things in life that are free. A cheesy answer, but definitely a welcome one. Gives us the fuzzy feels all around here in the studio as well. Thank you so much for that. If you like this episode, you want to join the conversation or answer a question, share them with us on social media, X, Facebook, and YouTube. Hashtag #FollowTheMoneyBNC. And we shall post some of those answers on our next episode. Thank you so much, Commissioner Romeo Lumagui, for joining us today and sharing your insights as the BIR continues to navigate these pressing challenges and opportunities. Always grateful and honored to have you on the show, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much as well, and thank you for having me.
Well, the Bureau of Internal Revenue is clearly at a pivotal moment where enforcement, innovation, and public trust will define its success in the coming years. Before we go, we'll leave you with a thought. A fine is a tax for doing something wrong. A tax is a fine for doing something right. And that is it for today's edition of Follow the Money. I'm Raine Musñgi. Thank you so much for watching. Keep it here on BNC, the Bilyonaryo News Channel, always on top.